Your Gardens Community Centre for Battersea Question Time, and we're actually live on Wandsworth Radio. We're making a bit of history this evening, as this is our first live external broadcast. So well done, everybody. Tonight is we're co-hosting this with the Katherine Low Settlement and the Battersea Society, and we're hoping that this will be an evening of lively politics and discussion about all things Battersea. To use our motto, not for me, not for you, but for us. So that's why we're all here tonight. We have our 5 parliamentary candidates standing for our constituency of Battersea, Barbour and Wandsworth. For the Conservative Party we have Jane Ellison. For the Labour Party we have Will Martindale. For the Liberal Democrats we have Luke Taylor. For the Green Party we have Lois Davis, who's actually standing in for Joe Stuart. And thirdly we have the United Kingdom Independence Party. We have Chris Howe here on my right. Quickly, 1 minute on Katherine Low Settlement and the Battersea Society. The Katherine Low Settlement, we're celebrating our 91st birthday. We were formed in 1924 to tackle poverty and build stronger communities here in Battersea. And the Battersea Society is a campaigning and cultural organisation made up of local residents, many of whom are here tonight, and they offer events for members and follow local planning and development closely in order to protect our local heritage, but also to make Battersea a vibrant, exciting and safe place. So my name is Barbour, I'm the director of the Katherine Low Settlement, and I'm going to be your moderator for this evening. And to my right I have Rahn from the Battersea Society, and she's going to be our referee. And she's going to explain a bit about housekeeping and the format of this evening.
Hello. Is this my pass? It's great to see everybody here. Thanks very much for turning out. A couple of things about housekeeping. Should there be a fire, please go out the back doors, and the assembly area is in the center of that paved area, just a bit beyond the doors. If you need the toilets, they are out the hall and to your left. Some people need to leave before we're finished, then obviously make your way quietly. There are a few extra chairs at the back and a few empty seats, so if you see some more people coming, maybe you can help them find a place to sit down. There's some literature about Katherine Low and the Battersea Society, and some of the parties have left some literature there on the side. You are positively encouraged to tweet or use Facebook as the evening goes by. Now, rules of the game here this evening. We will start with a statement from each candidate. They drew lots for the order in which they would give their statements. They have 3 minutes and they will be timed. Then we will go to a question that was submitted in advance by one of you in the audience, and after that, it will be opened up for questions from the audience. We do ask that you have a question, not a discourse or a commentary. We ask our candidates to be concise in their answers as well. And we do want questions that are specific to this constituency and the impact on this constituency. If you've got a question, raise your hand. There's a roving mic. When the mic comes to you, please let us know your name and ask your question. And we will be finished by 9 o'clock. Thanks very much.
Great. Thank you very much, Carol. So we have our opening statements. Just before tonight, we drew numbers out of a hat. And so Luke Taylor from the Liberal Democrats is going to kick off this evening. Luke.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Thank you very much for organising what appears to be a fantastically attended hustings tonight. Hopefully I can do the audience proud. So first of all, I'd just like to make sure that we've been checking for dead cats and rotten vegetables at the door, and that nobody's been allowed in to throw those at the candidates, which seem to be something that the Battersea Society is keen on. The election is being sold as a choice between the right and the left, between a swing to savage, conservative cuts to take the state to a historic low, or a swing to the left and to continue borrowing, to continue making the same mistakes as we made up to 2008, and to continue on the track that Ed Balls and Ed Miliband took us on at that time. We can swing even further to the left of the Green Party with some fantastic aims but really no solutions. Or we can be scared into the right wing by the UKIP approach to blaming it all on an individual group rather than talking about real solutions to problems. I'd suggest to you that there's a third way, and that's essential, and that is ensuring that the Liberal Democrats are able to maintain their place in government and to continue the fantastic work we've done over the last 5 years. We've provided a moral compass to the Conservatives, who would have slashed and cut to the point at which we would have been today. We would have been the position that we're telling you we're going to be in 5 years' time. A historically low state spending. Or we can switch back to over £70 billion worth of additional borrowing over the next 5 years under the Labour Party. The Liberal Democrats offer you neither of those. We offer you a record of achievement over the last 5 years. We've increased the income tax threshold to £10,600. The Conservatives have been banding around as if it's their achievement. David Cameron said at the leaders' debate that it's a nice idea, Nick, but it's just not achievable. What he meant was he'd rather spend it on inheritance tax cuts for millionaires. So every time Jane Ellison retweets that wonderful graphic, just remember that that's a Liberal Democrat policy proudly delivered. We've introduced the pupil premium, targeted spending for education to protect those most vulnerable and ensure that we all receive the same starting point in life so that we're able to achieve the same, we have the opportunity to achieve the same outcomes. We've introduced shared parental leave so families can decide how best to care for their children. We've given mental health the same priority as physical health over the last 2 years to ensure that spending outside of hospitals in the community is much more targeted and much more focused. We introduced targets for the first time. Over the next 5 years, we'll continue these policies. We'll raise the tax-free allowance even further to £12,500. That's an additional £7.50 in your pocket every week due to Liberal Democrat tax cuts. And we'll protect the education budget.
Right, thank you very much, Luke. Next we have Lois Davis from the Green Party.
Hi everyone, thanks very much for inviting me here, thanks to the audience organisers. I'm standing in for Joe's, sorry, thank you. Is that better? Is that all right? Okay. Does this count to my 3 minutes?
We'll rewind 3 minutes.
Yes, okay. Lovely. Thank you. Joe Stuart, your Green Party candidate for Battersea, has sent his apologies. Unfortunately, he couldn't be with us tonight. And he's asked me to stand in. I'm the coordinator of the Wandsworth Green Party, and I've lived in Battersea for 20 years, brought my son up here, and I teach at a university. So I hope that I've got the kind of experience of the issues that people here tonight will be concerned about. And what I want to talk about is one of the most important things of the Green Party policy, and that is that the Green Party is the only party that recognises that austerity is not working. Unemployment figures might have fallen, but with 0 hours contracts and poor working conditions, that is not helping the economy. The Office for National Statistics figures show that productivity is still low, that interest rates are set to remain low. These are key indicators of a weak economy. An unstable economy, an unsustainable economy which is ruining this planet. We have a fully costed, I didn't print out all the 140 pages for today, a fully costed manifesto which lays out our economic policies and our policies to change politics. A key strand of that policy is housing, and I'm sure everyone here will agree that it's one of the most important things that's happening in London today, what's happening to housing. The Green Party will lift the cap on council borrowing for building homes. And then when we build those homes, we won't sell them. We'll keep them to generate income from rent. We'll make, we've got a raft of measures to cool the housing market, which is essential. And we'll make renting a better option by giving security of tenure, like there is in Europe, where many, many people rent. And by more protection from unmanageable rent increases. The other extremely important thing for us in the Green Party and for everybody is our National Health Service. We will repeal the Health and Social Care Act of 2012. This was the act that actually took away the responsibility from the Secretary of State to provide healthcare and open the gates to privatisation, although the Labour Party had done a bit of that before. We will bring in the bill to reinstate the NHS, and we will abolish competition market-based commissioning, which has no place in our NHS. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lois. Thirdly, we have Will Martindale from the Labour Party.
So thank you, Erin and Carol and your team, and thank you very much for coming out on what's the most beautiful spring evening. And it's fitting that we're here in Your Gardeners Library, for Your Gardeners Library